Are you ready? Stand by.
Welcome to the Three Gun Show, episode 97. I am your host, Dave Hartman. This week's podcast is the exciting conclusion to the 2016 Three Gun Nation Pro Series with the Championship Shoot-Off, a man-on-man matchup of the best competitors in the country for $50,000 on the line. I'm joined by Timney Triggers' Tommy Thacker, Armorlight's Jeremy Gresham, and Team Cobalt Kinetics' Kalani Laker, and we give you a play-by-play with some expert analysis from the guys that have actually been there in that shoot-off before. As usual, if you have any comments or feedback, you can email me. I'm Dave at 3gunshow.com, or just leave a comment on the episode at the website, which can be found at 3gunshow.com/episode 97. Tapping the album art on your smartphone will also take you right there. Now, coming up, I'm going to give you the opportunity to have a couple of your match videos reviewed by a pro 3-gunner on an upcoming podcast. So be sure to go to the post for this episode and read how to submit your videos. You can support the 3 Gun Show podcast by using our affiliate link when you shop at Brownells. Just go to 3gunshow.com/Brownells and shop like normal. We earn a small commission on what you buy at no additional cost to you, and helps keep the lights running around here. Now, a quick warning before we get started. Although I've taken steps to mitigate the volume of gunfire, it's still gunfire, so don't blow your earballs out. Be careful. Now, please enjoy this broadcast of the 2016 Three Gun Nation Pro Championship Shoot-Off. Welcome to the 3 Gun Show live at Virginia International Raceway from 3 Gun Nation Nationals, and I'm here with Tommy Thacker. Tommy, welcome.
Dave, thanks for having me tonight.
And Jeremy Gresham. Jeremy, thanks for being here, man.
Dave, it's a pleasure.
And we are here for the Pro Shoot-Off after a soggy weekend of shooting, and they're just about to get ready to go here, and we have Daniel Horner up against Joe Pitha.
Yeah, Dave, we got the final championship here as the 3 Gun Nation Pro Tour comes to the finale. We've got $50,000 on the line for first place from NRA Sports, and we've got $10,000 for second place from Timney Triggers, and I think we're going to see some exciting action. The course of fire was shortened a little bit, and looks like no reload on the shotgun, no reload on the rifle, no reload on the pistol, so it's going to be a fast burner type stage. And
looks like they took the plate rack out too.
Yeah, no plate rack this year, so it's going to be fast. The action is going to be quick, and we're going to see that these guys are just going to put it all on the line. It's $50,000 tonight, and nobody's going to hold back. So we're going to see some barn burner, fast shooting from everybody.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see exactly how fast these guys are willing to go tonight.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to be in the spot that you were holding back and missed it by that much, you know. And
yeah,
there's
absolutely.
There's going to be some tight races tonight. The final 8, we can set the field. We've got Daniel Horner, Gregg Jordan, Mark Hanisch, Ravin Perry, Keith Garcia. Who's the rest? We got after Keith, we got Rick Birdsall. We got Hunter Sykes. And Joe Pitha should round out the group we've got tonight. So we don't have the bracket in front of us, so we'll let you know when we see the competitors come up, and then when we get to the final rounds, we'll know exactly who's in there and what's going on.
All right, Tommy, we might be experiencing a couple technical difficulties here, so
all right,
I'm going to let you and Jeremy talk here while I try to figure that out.
All right, so
I think it's going to be an interesting weekend, or at least tonight. You know,
it's been an interesting weekend to say the least.
Daniel has not shot the 3 Gun Nation Nationals.
That's right.
And Joe Pitha has.
Yeah, so Joe was out shooting all weekend. We had torrential downpour from Hurricane Matthew come through. And, well, it looks like we're going live here. Let Chad Adams from 3 Gun Nation make some announcements. We got Daniel Horner on the left, Joe Pitha on the right. A lot of experience here on the left-hand side. Daniel's been a former champion and has a ton of shoot-off experience. Joe is hasn't made it this far in the Pro Series. I think that he made some shoot-off last year but didn't go deep in the field. So he's in the finals here tonight. This round he's got Daniel Horner first draw against the last draw, and we'll see what Joe can do. He's got the right side. It's the tougher side to run from experience. Left side usually goes a little bit faster. Shooters shoot from left to right. But Joe's left-handed, so mind you that. He might be able to come across that right-hand side, so it's a good draw for him.
So
going to be interesting.
Is it flip a coin type thing?
No, it's top of the bracket. So top of the bracket goes left side, bottom of the bracket goes right side, and that continues all the way through the tournament.
Well, we're about to go. Match director Rob Romero about to give him the start with the good old-fashioned air horn.
Yeah,
All
this
right.
is. I'm going to run some times here because we don't usually time these things. So I'm going to try and get a timer ready to go. So we'll have something else so we can give everybody out there a little bit of idea of what's going on. And they're live.
Here we go.
Romero's with that air horn, of course.
Good start. Both competitors up. Daniel Horner out to a lead. He's got his rifle plates down, progressing over to the shotgun, and looks like he's got probably a 3-bird lead. Clean out of the shotgun. He's already on pistol. Joe just dropped the shotgun.
Oh wow!
But he got it back in the barricade, and he's going to town trying to catch up. He's quite a bit behind now. When you get that far behind, all you can do is just relax and come back and finish strong.
So Tommy, do you have to finish that out? Like, I mean, obviously it's very apparent who won there. Why does Joe keep shooting at those plates?
Well, I mean, I can speak from past experience. My 2012 victory came when I was 16th coming into the bracket and had Daniel in the first round. And Daniel beat me by 2-3 plates, but I continued to finish. You always finish in a shoot-off because something could go wrong. And come to find out, he actually faulted on a rifle target.
They said Daniel automatically advances now, but I thought it was 2 out of 3.
Looks like they're doing single elimination in the first round. So we get
did they said 2 out of 3, but did he get a DQ for that shotgun coming out of the?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. Let's see if
okay.
we can find somebody to see exactly what happened there. He dropped the shotgun. Yeah, the shotgun came out, hit the ground. I definitely saw that, so I don't know if it's – boy, look at the volley of volunteers going out to set this thing up. I've never seen so many people.
This is Reset Nationals here. We need to be live streaming this.
Yeah. They cut those guys loose, and it was we have about 25 people setting up steel and clays that like nobody's business. That was probably the fastest reset I've ever seen. So a lot of good things happening here tonight.
All right, we've got 8 people watching the live
started.
feed right now, just getting started here, and looks like Steve Filla is he's tuning into us instead of the NFL football games because of the disrespectful players, and can't stand the debates.
There you go.
So
So
we got Steve
live.
on this
That's
one. Thanks,
awesome.
Steve.
Dave, I'm going to pause for a second, see if I can get a determination of what just happened. I'll be right back, okay?
Copy that.
Yeah, I don't really know. I think there was a DQ there.
Yeah, that had to have been.
And there he goes over the fence
And
line.
Tommy's going over the line, and controversial. Tommy walking onto the field here, grabbing Chad Adams in the middle of it. Yep, Chad is nodding his head.
Nodding his head.
Looks like it definitely was a DQ.
That's unfortunate for Joe.
Tommy, welcome back.
Hey guys, thanks for pausing there for me a second. I talked to Chad Adams, the vice president of Three Gun Nation, and he did determine that was a DQ in the first run. So when Joe's gun came out, when he discarded his shotgun and left that position, the shotgun fell out to the left side. He put it back in safely, but it already hit the ground, so that's an automatic DQ.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Oh, that's a bummer for Joe. A lot of hard work coming up to that point there and just going too fast and dropped the shotgun.
Absolutely. Like we said, the guys are out here putting it all on the line. They're giving everything they got. They don't want to hold back, so this is awesome.
All right. Well, we've got a bunch more people joining us in the chat here. I want to say hey to Jared Bender and John Boy, of course. John Boy won an Armalite prize pack the other night, and John, I passed your information along to Jeremy here.
I have it.
And
it will be
we're
going
gonna
out
send you out
probably
some cool
Monday or
stuff.
Tuesday, man.
Exciting.
We've got round 2 here is looks like Keith Garcia, Cobalt Kinetics. And
Ravin Perry of Bushmaster. So Keith actually made it into this by the skin of his teeth at the Eliminator with a smoking time, 683, and he beat the entire field there. So he's going up against Ravin Perry, who, as Chad said the other night, has been quite the pistol shooter, and he's waiting for that breakout performance, and this could be it from Ravin here.
It'll be an interesting run. I mean,
beating Keith Garcia would be huge for Ravin right now.
Well, because they match up so well, and Keith is a phenomenal shotgun shooter, and Ravin is equally as good there, and then Ravin's also equally as fast, if not faster, on the pistol.
Yeah, so Keith is he's known as like the dry fire master. I mean, we're always watching videos of Keith trying new things with gun manipulations and working really hard on his manipulations dry fire wise, and Ravin was sold as the dry fire Jedi. In the old Three Gun Nation Pro Series television show, it actually drives home on his lunch break to dry fire.
Really?
Yeah, it's a commitment he does every day, and it's really admirable. It takes him about 30 minutes round trip, gets in like 20 minutes of dry fire, probably wolfs down some turkey and avocado, heads on back to work.
Well, that's obviously it's paid off.
Yeah, that is dedication right there.
Yes, sir.
Also a Grandmaster pistol shooter in USPSA.
I have watched him on a couple stages this past weekend, and when he gets on the horses on that pistol, he is definitely comfortable there.
And the Keith Garcia,
he's
actually
got phenomenal hair. I mean,
he does have beautiful hair.
Look at this.
But here's a great thing. I shot with Kalani Laker of Team Cobalt Kinetics this weekend, shooting Unlimited Division. Rick Birdsall shooting practical, or no, what do they call that?
Factory division. That's correct.
Rick Birdsall shooting factory, and Keith Garcia is shooting practical.
That's right.
It's a sweep. It's a complete sweep of nationals. They all
took first place. Yep. That's awesome. I mean, that's what that's all about. They came out and decided they were going to not compete against each other. They were going to split up and shoot different divisions, and it's paid off.
It absolutely has paid off. And, when they put that team together, Keith being the team captain, handpicked everyone, and, of course, a bunch of great competitors.
Yeah, absolutely. So we got some speed shooters here. Keith does a lot of stuff on YouTube. You can see his speed out there. So there's going to be a sprint to the first stage or first position.
Well, they're digging in now.
They're digging in. I think Ravin's going to get him for the first shot. We'll see if we can put the clock on this one and see what we got.
Keith has actually dropped a bunch of pounds this year, too, and he's looking svelte out there, and he is definitely moving quick.
Absolutely.
Ravin's got that huge stride.
Yeah,
and he's
Ravin's a little bit faster.
Yep.
Had a little bobble picking up the rifle, so
looks like right at 6 seconds.
Yeah.
Ravin gets that shot off first, but Keith is leading him on the plates. Keith dropping the rifle, picking up the shotgun.
He's going to be fast on shotgun. He always is.
Going to do it.
Big volley coming to the pistol, and they picked up almost the same time. So it's definitely a race to the end.
And it's Keith Garcia by 3 plates.
3 plates, and it's about a 24.5-second run is what I clocked that at. So that's where we're at.
Oh,
that's Keith, the first one. So he knows he's got.
He turns around. He shouts, "That's one!"
That's
to the audience.
So so what we saw there is Ravin got him out of the box and to the first gun, but he bobbed the rifle. So anytime from a competitor standpoint, when you don't get that good pickup off the bat, it really slows you down. Everything kind of just steps back, and mentally you got to take a second just to get prepped again and then get on the gas. And that's one of the toughest things. That if something doesn't go wrong in this, or something doesn't go right in this format, it just throws the entire run out of whack.
Yeah. So, Tommy, that's obviously going into your head. And when you're coming to the pistol box, which is about 10 yards away from one another, when you're coming into the pistol box, you're looking at your pistol, but you're seeing Keith coming out of your peripheral. Does that do anything for you when you get on that first plate?
Oh, absolutely. So, when you come out of the rifle position or shotgun, whatever the first position is, and you turn to that next position and you're running in, if you do not focus on the gun or focus on the next box, if you look up at that competitor, that will break your concentration. And once your concentration broken, you're done. And I've seen that in the past. Last shoot-off that was running man-to-man like this before Gregg knocked me out the past 2 years. So 3 years back, I lost to Kalani in the semifinals. Okay. And it was the same thing. I was up. It was 1-1 and coming into the final match. And when I turned out of the rifle box, I looked up, and I come straight over, and I saw Kalani run at the same time and lost complete train of thought. I picked up the pistol and was like, what am I doing?
Though.
I know, it was like he was just coming at me with the flying Hawaiian, and he was coming there, and I was like, here it comes. And for some reason, I looked up, I was like, why did I do that? And that's what's going through my head as I'm picking up the handgun. It's like, why did I look at Kalani? And then I started shooting, and I was all over the place.
I wonder
so.
what Kalani's thinking right now.
Exactly right. So that's one of the things. That's match prep and coming in here and finding your game. We've talked about that last night, or night before last, talking about your game, shoot your game. And if in this format you have to shoot your game, you can't listen to your competitor. If you're coming to your gun and you pick up and you're like, I want to beat him the first shot, and then you hear him shoot first, you're done because you're not focused on what you need to do.
Right.
So that's one of the important things is coming out here and shooting your game.
Well, Tommy, these guys are getting back up, ready to go again, and I want to remind the audience listening out there that we are monitoring the chat. So go ahead and take a peek at the chat and get your questions up. We've got Tommy Thacker with us, Jeremy Gresham of SAC, and just joining us now is the man we were actually just talking about, the Flying Hawaiian, Kalani Laker.
Yeah, so let's take it back. We're talking about
First of all, Kalani, welcome to the show, man.
Yeah, go ahead.
What's up, guys? Good to see you guys again.
Good to see you, Kalani.
I'm glad you're here, man.
So we were just talking about some years past, and we'd seen each other in the shoot off before, and I was talking about one of the previous times that I was kicked out in a shoot off, and you were that guy before Gregg done it 2 years in a row. So we were talking about focus and coming into those positions and making sure that you pay attention to what the next gun or the next array is, and not your competitor running right at you. And in that array out in Vegas that we shot together, it was I think it was 1-1. We're coming into the final run against each other, and coming out of that last box, I was running to pick up the pistol, and I just kind of looked over and saw you running at me, and that was the last thing I remember. I forgot I was shooting pistol.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I think there's two things to always remember when it comes to man-on-man or man versus man shoot-offs is you got to live in the present, in the present time. Make sure that you only worry about the target that you're looking at that moment, and not worry about anything else.
Yeah,
Those are
absolutely.
Two things,
That's right.
So it's definitely hard, and it's a mental game at this point because everybody at this level are straight. I mean, we're all meat eaters. We're all carnivores. I mean, this is what we do for a living. And at this point, we don't ever worry about who this guy can't hit that target. This guy can't hit that target.
Right.
We're just worried about what we can do and do it better than the other guy.
We got Keith, your teammate, going up
Yes,
a
sir.
Raven Perry on the left, Keith on the right.
And, of course, Rob Romero sounding the horn here. This guy's, a fierce competitor himself, and he's out here officiating.
Here we go.
Looks like Raven
Same
to the
result.
rifle again
Yep.
first.
Raven definitely got there. Yep.
Keith getting those plates down first. Kalani still has 2 rifle plates left.
Two
Keith is
plates.
done with his shotgun.
Yeah,
Kalani is still.
Raven has just got left.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Kalani is sitting next to us.
Keith kind of slowed down, took his time, made sure he didn't make any mistakes.
Yeah, he
finished strong.
Raven finishing it out.
Yeah, so that's a prime example of this game. This game is speed and accuracy, and in this game, accuracy rules.
Yes.
Right.
So someone can be faster than you, but it's so much easier to when times get tough. It's easier to just rely upon your accuracy.
Absolutely.
And Keith is a beast when it comes to fundamentals.
Yeah. And that's it. That's at this level, it's going as fast as you can, but your sights have to be there. You have to call the shot. You cannot afford a miss in this format. So,
Kalani, I asked Tommy earlier, and I'd like to know from you as well. How do you focus on what you're doing at hand and not your competitor when you're turning toward each other and running right at the next box?
The first thing I do in these shoot-offs is I double plug. So I run both foamies and headset if I can. That's the first thing. And then what I do is when I move to the second box or the third box is I look right at the next right at the next weapon, and I'm worried about the first target that I'm going to present the firearm to.
right. So that's just a mental focus, making sure that you don't make that mistake looking across the range to your competitor. There's no reason to look up at the competitor. It doesn't matter where they're at. We go back to playing your game. This becomes a man versus man event, but really it's you against yourself. So if you come in here and play your game and run your strengths, then you're going to win.
Yeah, totally agree. So me and Tommy have been doing this for so long that I can remember. I mean, me and him have so many conversations over the years that we don't talk. It's funny because me and Tommy don't talk about guns. We don't talk about the newest ammo out there. We talk about just straight training and mental prep. I mean, that's all we talk about. And it's funny because if you look at our interviews throughout the years, that's all it is. There's nothing about the latest gear out there. Because the gear is what it is, and it's always going to be with the wonderful companies that we have in the United States, I mean, it's always going to be better the next year. So we don't worry about that, okay? We help them, but we help them improve for everybody, right? We help them improve all the equipment.
Right.
But when me and Tommy talk, it is only about training, and it's only about, mental preparation. So that's all this game is at this point, at this high level. It's the same thing. I mean, you look across all the professional sports out there, whether it be golf, any of the ball and stick sports out there, it's all mental at that point. No one worries about the 40-yard dash at this point. It's
Right.
it's all about preparing yourself for the next position or the next shot or the next game.
Like you said, not only are the equipment that you're using so close in every aspect, but also each other athletically, your shooting capabilities and all that. That's all training. And like you're saying, it's how much do you want to put on the mental game of it. And
Yes.
that's going to be huge.
Speaking of mental game, we've got probably one of the best in the business coming up on the left side is Gregg Jordan, number 2 seed coming in here, and he's going up against Hunter Sykes on the right-hand side. Hunter was the last qualifier coming in on the semis here, and had a stellar year. This really a standout year for him, making it into this series and qualifying for the finals here. But we go back to Gregg. Gregg's been doing this for many years now, and he's always a solid finisher. And the final big championship has evaded him for the past couple of years by milliseconds, it seems. And when it comes to time and energy spent on the range and mental prep, I don't know there's anybody that puts more time in than Gregg. So he's a student of the game, constantly learning, constantly evolving his training, and he does not give up. He's relentless.
Yeah, and Gregg is a perfect example of what we were just talking about. He has more nicknames than I do, and I have a ton. and all of mine are based on emotion and silly physical prowess. But all of Gregg's nicknames are based upon his mental strength.
Yeah.
Every single one that every nickname that he has is based upon him being a machine, being a cyborg. Because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what situation he's in. He's gonna destroy stuff.
Yeah.
That's his job.
He's surgical precision definitely when you come out there. He's got the speed, the athleticism, but when it comes to prep and sight focus and everything that you're supposed to do right, he is the perfect example of true fundamentals.
Yeah, I think you said it best when you said that he was a student of the game because, boy, I remember when he came in, and I remember the day I said, "Who's this guy?" I saw him on the score sheet, and I was like, "Whoa, okay, this guy has something, something to prove."
He just came out of nowhere, and bam, that's the top.
And
Well, he's shooting up against Hunter Sykes tonight, who's a relative newcomer.
He is. He's been around for a while, and he's kind of what's that word called? The guy. The
underdog?
guy that comes from
A dark,
no.
a dark Knight.
Dark Knight could be it, yeah.
He's like the wild card.
He's the wild card.
So,
Yeah, there you go.
Again, I don't doubt either of these guys' abilities, but I do not doubt no doubt in my mind that Gregg has the mental aptitude to do this right now. And that's
absolutely.
what's going to happen. So we'll watch what happens. I'm sure it's going to be really close to the run to the rifle, but once it gets to the rifle, I think Gregg
getting down in that aggressive stance.
Yep. And here we go. It's a big sprint. Looks like they're pretty even getting out to the outer boxes,
close.
picking
Gregg's
up the rifles.
Got the rifle up first.
Gregg breaks the first shot. It's about equal on the first shot, but Gregg's making quick work, and he's into the second position already. He's on the shotgun. Very smooth getting out of there, and he's actually finished with shotgun.
He's 1 for 1 so far.
One miss on the plate before the stop plate. He finished the stop plate, and that was a 23.5-second run. So that was a pretty smooth run right there.
And, Hunter didn't finish this one.
Gregg Jordan.
No,
It's like he might have gotten a jam or something.
Did he have a malfunction with the pistol and stop short, or
Yeah.
just,
Well, either
just
that
was
or
that far
that might
behind?
be, that might be Hunter's inexperience in this kind of situation where most of the veterans know that no matter what happens, you finish the stage, and so he might have just kind of laid up at the end, and that's what happens. But how many has there been, Tommy? There's probably been 3 or 4 in the last 5 or 6 years, matchups where someone leaves a clay up or leaves a steel up, like a rifle steel up.
Absolutely.
And
Some type of fault, and
yeah.
that's a default win to the competitor who finishes. So if the competitor on left or right leaves a target and has a penalty, the competitor opposite them wins as long as they finish. So it doesn't matter if it takes you 10 minutes.
Right.
If you have some kind of crazy
So
malfunction,
finish it out is the
finish
message
it.
there.
Always finish. And you're a shoot-off, it doesn't matter where you're shooting off, what the event is. But if it's a shoot-off, it's man versus man shoot-off, you finish. And, sometimes it's almost humiliating at point because you're having something really bad go wrong or you're just not seeing your sights. Whatever it is, always finish. You go to that last target and knock it down.
Well, Tommy, we do have a couple people in the chat here asking questions. Well, first is, of course, how's the weather over there? Because, of course, last time we were live, we were soaked to the bone. And I must admit, my toes are a little cold because of my boots are still wet from shooting yesterday. But It is dry right now. It's a little bit chilly, but not too bad. I will take chilly over soaking wet any day.
Absolutely.
And much better conditions for this the shoot-off here. Let's see, a couple guys commenting on Keith's win there. Yeah, Keith, took 2 straight away, 2 out of 3. And question is from John: is the shotgun limited to 9 rounds?
Yes, they're division capacity for all firearms tonight. So rifles loaded to full capacity, handguns loaded to full capacity, and shotgun loaded to division capacity. So that's going to put them at a 9-round capacity for. Looks like we got 7 targets out there. So they've got extra 2 rounds, which is odd for this type of shoot-off. Usually they run it right to the max or cause some type of reload. So
I think it's because we're running like a truncated sort of width stage here.
Yeah, absolutely. We don't have as wide a bay as they had originally set up. We had
massive hurricane come through.
Absolutely. So we got a little bit of flooding. The plate racks got washed out. The poppers got overrun. I think they're still underwater over there actually because these are not the poppers we had earlier. And I believe it was 12 clays on the outside, so they were going to force a reload in there.
Yeah. So I actually like this layout. I think the pistol targets are closer together, which creates more speed. And then since it's a last array, I think it creates a little more drama on certain matchups. I like the 7 clays because it lets guys rip.
Absolutely.
They can just let it go.
So, Kalani, I'm going to have you describe the layout to our audience here who's listening. First, we got a quick question from Hayes Custom Guns. What happened to Pitha? Pitha dropped his shotgun and was DQ'd.
That's right. First
unfortunate.
Yeah, he was in the moment. He was doing everything right, and he was just trying to go a little too fast. And it happens, man. I mean, because here's the deal: if you don't go too fast, you'll never know exactly where your top speed's at.
That's a good point, Kalani. That's something that I teach a lot of times. Is you can't teach speed. You can teach accuracy. You can teach somebody to see different things, but you can't teach speed. And until you go and get on the gas and know exactly what you've got and how fast you're going, you'll never know how fast is. So we're getting ready for our second run here. Gregg on the left, Hunter on the right. Gregg's up 1-0, and both are in aggressive stance, getting ready to go.
Hunter's got the finger twitch going. He's excited.
And Gregg is just like a machine.
Yep.
That's it.
Makes it to the box
first,
rifle up first. First shot first plate down first.
Both competitors having a little bit of problem with the rifle. They're even coming out of the rifle.
Oh,
so
wow.
This is going to be interesting for Hunter if he's got a chance to come back. Gregg's got a two clay lead. He knows that coming in that he's going to have a race with the pistol plates coming down to the end.
Oh!
And Hunter pulled off an upset. And he knows it. Absolutely.
There we go.
So now we're 1-1. This is
now we got to shoot off.
Now I can look at Hunter right now. He's got the camera in his face. You can see the expression.
He's shaking his hands. He's pumped, man.
Yeah, there's so much adrenaline through him right now.
Okay, so I'll bring up something different because that's who I am. Gregg did the exact same thing he did last shoot off.
Last year. Mm-hmm.
He did nothing. Oh, I mean, just now he lost instead of won. He did the exact same thing. He turned around, took a deep breath, walked over to his gear bag.
Yeah, that's it. So
and
mental prep.
Hunter just wigged out. Yeah. So he got his money's worth from this.
Yeah, absolutely. So I mean that goes for experience. Is that win or lose, Gregg's going to continue to do the same thing. He's going to get back into the mental prep. He knows what he has to do. He's got to reset. He's probably analyzing right now what went through that first run, what those rifle mistakes were. He knows he was clean on the shotgun and then pistol. He just got a little bit ahead of himself. I think he knew that it was tight coming in, and he pushed a little bit too hard. And that's where this round will come back. He'll come back strong and get back in his game, and that's where it's all about. Hunter is he's on cloud nine right now. He's like, you got to run up on Gregg, and he's got to get himself grounded before the start of this third run.
So, Kalani, while they're making ready here, why don't you go ahead and describe the stage to the listeners at home who are not watching the live stream on Three Gun Nation's Facebook page?
Sure, absolutely. So, the two competitors will start in the middle of the in the middle of the bay, and at the start horn,
back to back.
Yep, back to back. Okay. This is PG Raider, right? So, yeah, back to back. They will then run 25 yards away from each other, and at that point, they're going to grab their rifle, and then they will engage 5 poppers about 50 yards, you think?
Yeah, we might be about 50, 65,
50,
somewhere in that range.
65, yeah.
They'll shoot the 5 rifle. They'll dump the rifle when they feel they're done. They'll move about 5 yards over to the shotgun, progressively getting closer to each other. When they grab the shotgun, they have 7 static clays to shoot. When they're finished with that array, they will then both dump their shotguns and head over to the pistol array. And when they get to the pistol array, they will actually be about maybe 3 to 4 yards apart from each other. So it gets really dramatic at that point. And then they're lined up with 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 huge monster poppers. Are those Colt poppers?
Those are Colt poppers, yeah.
Huge ones. I mean, it is enormous.
And they finish with the classic stop plates where they small pepper popper, and it falls over on top of each other to signify who won. The first one down is the winner, of course.
So this is actually my favorite layout because I haven't seen these Colt poppers since 2012 or 2013.
Mm-hmm.
It has been a while. That's right.
It's been a while, and
They're super fast.
these poppers are so fun because. So here's the deal with these poppers.
Tell us, Kalani.
Okay. Here's the deal. So I've taken one class all my life, and it was from the TGO, the great one. His name's Rob Latham, and he told me the only time that I expect you to miss is if you miss early. And what that means is that you're seeing everything, and your body is actually moving faster than your eyes.
Oh.
And this is the only array that will allow that. And if you watch, all their hits, if they're good, will be on the outside of the plates.
So here we go. We're off to the start.
Again.
Here we go.
This is the final round.
Rubber match.
Gregg's got a solid start.
Yep.
Gregg just crushed
Off
the
the rifle first. Hunter's now off the rifle, picking up his shotgun, taking the shotgun hit.
Gregg gets the pistol.
Gregg gets the pistol.
And he's on cruise
now here
control
comes
right
Hunter
now.
picking up his pistol.
Boom.
Gregg finishes,
Gregg finished that.
and Hunter sticks in there this
Good
time.
run.
And
Get it, bud. Get it. Finish it.
Finish it.
He's not finishing. Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, he's got.
That was a
he's gotta play,
22-13, guys. That was
Wow.
2.5 seconds
Wow.
faster than what we've seen tonight. That's what I expected for Gregg coming back in that third round. You know.
Oh shoot, he smiled. That's the second time.
Prime smiles.
Second time.
Second time ever?
Yeah, for me, yeah.
He must have went back to the bag and put a little bit of lube on his mechanical parts, and that's where the smile came from.
It's that Lucas Oil.
Lucas Oil brought him up there.
So Hunter needs to play Mortal Kombat some more because he needs to learn how to finish it, man.
Yep.
you gotta finish it. Get your finishing move, man.
So, Kalani, we're what distance are those clays from the shooter's box? What is that?
I'd say 10
12?
yards. It doesn't
10 yards?
matter at this point because these guys all
And then
know
those
exactly
pistol,
where their
about 7
spread
yards.
is going. I
Pistol, I don't think pistol's quite that close. It's probably 10 to about 14 yards
Okay.
is the center plate.
It's progressively harder.
And
those clays are about even, so 10 to 14 yards.
yeah,
something
it's
like
about
that.
it's about somewhere in that range, and that's a cool thing. You know, you see the difference there in our competitors. Gregg on the left, tons of experience, been there, done that several times, and Hunter's new to this shootout format.
Yep.
He got one run in, he got super excited, and you could tell it when he got to the rifle on that next run. He was all over the place. It was 4 or 5 rounds before he made impact on the first target.
Yep.
Gregg was basically
so
on
excited.
the 4th plate when he got his first hit. That's a huge lead to come back from, and then once you know that you're that far behind, when you're leaving the box and you hear the guy shooting the next array, you know you're in trouble, and you get on the gas a little bit too early.
From your two perspective, have done this pro shoot-off style, you train all year looking at thinking you're going to have a plate rack, and now you've got poppers at the far end. Is there much difference in the mental prep there?
I'd be happier.
Really. Yeah,
there's only 5 there, and they're bigger.
Yeah, it's there's 5 targets instead of 6, and you know your center portion of that popper is exactly the same as a plate. Now you've got a 5-inch index on top. It's a little bit narrower, but you have miss factor on the top, and you got miss factor on the bottom because even a hit 3 or 4 inches below the center of that target will take it down. So if you're a left or right target shooter, it's the same. If you're an up and down coming across the plate, you've got a lot more plate to work with. Yeah. So your comfort zone can be much larger. So I think the biggest thing with this in the shoot-off format, again, comes back to shooting your game and not letting the other competitor get in your head. Speaking of getting in your head, coming up next, we got looks like Mark Hanish on the left
Team
and
FN.
Rick Birdsall on the right.
Birdsall on the right.
Yeah,
so
these guys are both nuts, man. Both of them are nuts.
There you go. And, you know, 2 different characters.
Another teammate of Kalani, so
Yeah.
of course,
Yes, yeah.
Rick Birdsall.
Yeah.
So two guys that will let it all hang out and not afraid to tell you what they think and just have a blast doing what they're doing.
Yeah, I love Hanish, man. When I first got into this game, there was about 3 dudes that I absolutely adored and looked up to, and it was Hanish, Pat Kelly, and oh man, what's his voice? Kurt Miller.
Kurt Miller.
And, they're all totally different, but the one thing they all could do is shoot a shotgun way faster than I ever could dream about. And we're going to see it from Mark. I mean,
Yeah.
Mark will absolutely destroy these clays.
Mark is probably one of the fastest shotgun shooters in this format that I have ever seen. He gets on the gas, hooks up. It's unbelievable. And same thing with the pistol. When he's on with the pistol, he is hard to beat.
Yeah, in this format with these targets, Mark is going to definitely be a favorite.
Yeah, he is not afraid to get on the gas, and in this format, he's going to let it all hang out. Mark hasn't shot as much in this year as he has in the past years, so I know that he's ready for this format. This takes him back to some of his roots with some of the handgunner days, shooting man-on-man shoot-offs. He's got a ton of experience on this, and that's what some people just don't know. Some of the new 3-gunners think, Mark's just one of these guys that just came in and started shooting some 3-gun, but he's a pistol shooter from way back, so
you bring
a lot
good
of experience.
Point too, because him and Dan Horner, I mean, the favorite. Dan and Gregg are the favorites.
Yeah,
that's the way it is. Mark and Dan, I mean, they battled back in the day on American Handgunner.
Absolutely.
I mean that's what they did.
Yeah.
So
yeah, many days, thousands of rounds, shooting plate rack after plate rack and popper after popper, and that head-to-head format, they have tons of experience. Probably more experience than anybody in the field. And that was one of Mark's big games. And once you get that muscle memory burned in, it's hard to get away from just getting on the trigger fast. And Mark is definitely not afraid to stomp the pedal to the floor.
One thing about Mark is that he's going to smile at the beginning and the end no matter what.
Yeah, exactly.
Mark's going to smile no matter what.
And probably somewhere in between.
Yeah, probably. So Rick right now is, he was rubbing his hands together. It's a little chilly, but he's a Detroit boy, so he should be all right.
He should be good. It's not snowing, so he's probably all right. Looks like he's doing the bird saw shuffle, so he's getting ready. Rick's a formidable competitor. A couple years ago, he come on the scene and decided he was going to do this and put a lot of time and effort into it, and it's paid off. He's one of the top tier competitors in every event he goes to, and I believe he just along with you.
Yes.
Congratulations on a national championship this weekend at Unlimited.
Yes.
Rick taking home a factory division win, and Keith taking home a practical division win. So a clean sweep from Team Cobalt this weekend at the national championship.
It was a great weekend for us for sure.
One thing I got to say about shooting with Kalani all weekend is Kalani is a very positive guy, even when I was down when it was wet and everything.
That was horrible.
Kalani's sticking right there with me, and he's telling me, Dave, wouldn't it be great if we had a cup of coffee right now? And then got me all excited because I thought maybe he had some coffee.
True that, man.
And it turns out there was no coffee.
That's tough. And Mark just smiled.
All right,
about to start.
So we've got Mark Hanish on the left, Rick Birdsall on the right. Rob is getting the big horn ready for this blast off here. We've got two fierce competitors, and let's see what type of times they can put down.
One thing about Rick is that he's been an athlete since about the year, age 8. So he's a baseball player.
Just recently?
Yeah, no doubt. Right.
Last year.
Except that beard. He's got that beard, man.
He's tuned up on him. There they go.
Man,
he's a quick sprint out to the right. Mark's got a big stride.
Match.
So
Rick gets that first plate down. And he's kind of
Mark leaned across the rifle, getting into shotgun first. Rick's just finishing up on rifle. Mark had short malfunction on the shotgun, but he made it up quick, and it's a race into the pistol.
Rick's coming in just behind him.
Rick's
making it up.
It's going to be tight. It's going to be
One
tight.
last shot.
Came down to the stop. Rick Birdsall burned a bunch of rounds at him. Mark Hanish dropped it on the first round.
Both of them just
Rat.
I think he was empty.
They're actually both laughing.
Yeah, I think they're both laughing at each other. They probably run their pistols empty. I think they shot about 30 rounds on 14 plates, but Mark came out victorious in the first run. One of the longer strings we've seen so far. Mark had a slight malfunction with the shotgun over there, but he got back on the gas and had one makeup shot and then came back for a strong finish and got on the pistol array, and I think it got into both of their heads that they were coming in there even. So they went all out. And
shoot, man, Mark has a double hit on his last popper or second last popper.
Yeah, so that's something we're talking about with that transition is he's getting over that stop plate, but he's just on the gas so fast that his eyes were ahead of his body, and he just didn't get it over there. So he hit two times on the last popper before going to the stop plate. So that was a pretty exciting run because Rick had basically made up some ground, and they got to that stop plate.
Yep.
Both of them throwing extra rounds at that stop plate. That's the time that you pause for what seems like an eternity, but 1/10 of a second pause and breaking that perfect shot on that stop plate will win it.
And that's exactly what Hanisch did, was paused and took that one round on that last stop plate.
Yeah.
And, of course, Rick's still burning rounds into it and eventually hits it.
Now
Accuracy by volume.
Accuracy by volume. I've lived that many nights.
Yeah.
So
Come on, he gives the knowing, yeah.
Well, no, it's true, man, because, one aimed hit is better than a whole bunch of fast misses.
Yeah, I mean, even if you're going as fast as possible,
True.
shooting 12, 14 splits, 3 shots is 0.4 of a second, 0.5 of a second, and just 1/10 of a second pause and breaking a shot.
There's only two
It's
guys I
fantastic.
know that can miss fast enough to win. That's Brian Nelson and Nils Jonasson. That's it. Brian and Nils. Those guys are stupid.
Brian
man.
can miss 37 times and hit 2 plates and do it in 8 seconds.
I gotta say, my favorite all-time quote from the Three Gun shows, or excuse me, the Three Gun Nation series,
Rob's.
is Rob. Brian Nelson's up there just totally flailing about, and Rob is like, he's doing absolutely everything wrong and still winning.
Yeah, it was horrible. It was really bad to watch, man.
Yeah.
Well,
You were there at that
okay,
match?
so my problem with it is that I worked very hard at this game, right? And then Brian gives guys like, oh, dude, I can do this.
I just gotta pull the trigger
I
fast,
can do
right?
this really fast.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, there we go, man.
Well, Brian Nelson, man, you got to give it to him. Young guy, just has the biggest heart and just goes after it.
Absolutely.
And makes it connect a lot of times too.
And that's the deal though too, man. I mean, when you're young in a career, you have less to lose, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, that's just the way it is, dude. I'll speak the truth. It's true. When I was younger and it was first year, second year, in my career, I was worried, And then now I'm even way more worried. Because I worried match to match or month to month. Now it's like every stage, like, oh, dude, I dropped 2 mics on this stage. That sucks.
You had 2 mics on that stage?
Dude, I missed 2 slugs this weekend.
Yeah.
I missed 2 slug targets this weekend.
It happens.
Crazy. Well, I missed it really fast. So I learned.
It's a fast miss. You learn from Brian.
Yeah, man. I learned that. As long as I miss really fast. Oh, it's horrible.
All right, so we set the stage. Mark's up 1. Rick gets down on himself a little bit on a loss, and let's see if he can shake it off and get his head right. Looks like there's a little bit of back and forth banter.
Banter
A
going
little
on
banter,
here.
a little laughing.
It's the first time we've seen this.
That's
from
part of
you.
Hanish's game, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's like, hey, man, I don't care.
But
Dude, Mark's like, I don't care. I'm good. Hey, don't worry about it. I don't care. And then he smokes you.
Yeah.
It happens.
And then laughs about it. It's like, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you ask
I'll be
Mark
back next year. That's
Yeah.
what Mark says.
Yeah.
No, I'll be back next year. You guys enjoy your freaking all your work all year long. I'm just gonna show up once a year and smoke you
Oh,
guys.
got some poppers down. Looks like wind blew popper
Got a
down on
little
both
bit of
sides. So got a short delay here, quick reset. Got a popper on the left, popper on the right, went down.
Are we still under Three Gun Nation Rule 17
Weather
for
rules?
weather rules?
I don't know if it's for the Pro Series, but they said in the championship once the weather rule has been instituted, it is still in effect.
Yep.
So for all those you don't know, the weather rules say that if once the weather rules are come into play, if a target's down and you've already started engaging the array, you have to shoot towards the target and continue on. You get the hit automatically. I'm going to say probably in the Pro Series shoot-off finale that those rules will not apply.
Yeah.
If there's a target down, you'll be stopped and will automatically get a reset and reshoot.
That's probably a pretty good assumption, Tommy.
Yeah,
They take this kind of seriously.
it's kind of serious.
The more
it's the biggest
interesting
deal.
piece is how
Kind
many
of a
times
big
have you been in front of that Colt Speed Steeler and hammering at it, and then the wind blows it over.
All right, here we go, guys. They're lining up.
So true.
All right,
Here we go.
Mark on the left, Rick on the right.
Mark was on those toes, ready to go.
That's a big step. Look like he's up. Breaking
And
shots evenly. Rick's got a couple poppers down ahead of Mark. Mark's going to
ahead right
town.
now.
Mark
Oh,
knows
here we
he's
go.
behind,
Rick's
so
a
he's going to
shotgun.
get on it.
Holy
Dude.
cow, dude! That
Oh my
He got
God, Hanisch.
That was
Huge.
ridiculous. Oh,
Oh,
wow.
my goodness.
Rick's got it finished, Mark.
Rick
Yeah.
won.
Got him
Rick
by-
just won.
Yep.
But Mark just laid down, again, something that I'm so scared about, and I'm his biggest fan. That freaking shotgun run is stupid.
Yeah.
It is dumb and it is unreal.
I'd like to have a timer on that to see exactly what that array was
That
like.
shotgun run was ridiculous.
Does it have a? Does you think it's got a pellet in it?
Oh, it's definitely broken on the left side. I see a chip from
Oh,
here.
I see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
look at
So, yeah, he and if it wasn't, he wasn't going back for it.
Oh,
There's
he
no
wasn't.
doubt
He's
about
done.
it. He's got
You live or
confidence
die,
in that, and he will definitely get on the gas. And
he's going to pray tonight, though.
yeah,
He's gonna thank everything that he believes in that there's a chip in that clay.
Yeah.
I've been there, done that, man. Last year I did.
So that was quite the run. There was like one plate left up that Hanich hadn't gotten down. Rick go ahead and hit the stop plate. Rick advances here.
No, it's 1-1, right?
No, it's
Oh, it's
1-1.
Yeah, 1-1.
It's 1-1.
Yeah,
Get
we're
up.
1-1.
I'm sorry, guys. I just
That's
woke
what
up.
You're ahead. So
Where have you
yeah.
been?
So no, it's all right. We're 1-1 now. So it's another going to the final round, a series of 3, and that's a part of the best 2 of 3 that makes it super exciting.
It really is more fun when they get it down to 1-1.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Tommy, our buddy Tabor Bright's joining us on the live stream here.
All right.
He's watching us. And he's
Tabor.
hanging out in the
Yeah.
chat.
Good to see you, Tabor.
Bright.
Checking things out, man. Listen to Team FN member Mark getting here to finish up, and what we've got is Mark on the left, Rick Birdsall on the right, and we've got a 1-1 race right now. So this final run will determine who moves into the final, I guess, semifinal rounds. We still have one more.
Yeah.
We'll go to 4
By the
from
way,
this round.
Rick and Mark are both shooting new rifles this year. FN with their new competition rifle.
That's right.
Actually, a pretty cool rifle that I actually got to shoot Tabor Bright's. It was a really nice rifle. Yeah. And then, of course, the Cobalt Kinetics came out of nowhere and put together this slam dunk team here of Mr. Laker and Mr. Garcia and Mr. Birdsall.
Yeah,
And,
so-
of course, Mr. Atkinson.
That's right. Yep. So a good matchup here tonight, and this. I would say that right now, Rick's been in this spot before, and having one down and one to go. Mark's been in this numerous times. I think if it was a confidence meter only, I would say Mark's got the edge. But anything can happen in this format. It takes one target, it takes one step, it takes anything to go wrong and get you off your game plan, and it's going home early.
Yeah, this
just
is
like that.
Yeah, this can be hard to call. I mean, I love Mark and I love Rick. But based on that last performance on the rifle, because, Tommy, rifle makes this game. Dude.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean,
There's no doubt about it. Whether you're shooting a short base stage or a long range stage or an offhand plate rack or offhand plates like this, rifle is the determining factor.
So we're only judged upon our last performance, and Rick smoked the rifle last time, which surprised me. It was because he's running, as far as I know, he's still running a 1x optic. A
little his red dot that he shot in
I would never
factory
do that,
division.
Dude. I don't care. I would have brought 2 rifles just for this match. Man.
Then the other side of it is
that's
that
silly.
you got the mental side that we just saw with the machine earlier that Gregg come out and he went down in the second round or the second run and he come back just super strong.
Absolutely right, because Mark doesn't care what happened. Just
exactly
that last
that's
one.
done.
He's like, whatever, dude, it's done. In fact, I think Mark just blew his nose.
Yeah,
he doesn't
like,
care, man.
Whatever, dude.
Yeah, whatever. All right, they're both getting ready. They're both getting set right now. Rick is getting to his little, athletic baseball stance.
Rick is actually facing the fans. That's how much he cares about.
Yeah, and he's smiling. He's smiling.
Look how happy that guy is.
Come on,
There we
guys.
go.
Come on, crowd. Stop. Okay, and he just put up a freaking.
There we go. Thumbs up run.
Rick just did
big sprint out to the left, big sprint out to the right. Smooth pickup.
Yeah, both of them.
Rick with the first hit. Rick off the rifle first. Coming to the shotgun.
There you go. Mark's just trying to make him up fast. He's behind with the shotgun again.
Man, Rick is the pistol.
Oh, that's all right.
man.
He come back and got it.
Mark had a raging run and had a 1 makeup.
Oh, and Rick won. Yikes.
Man.
Mark almost run him down. That's crazy.
I would pay money to watch Mark shoot a shotgun every day.
So a question here. Did Mark's stop plate beat Rick's down? And if it did, he automatically loses. But what I'm getting at is that if he would have connected on that last plate before the stop plate,
he would have got him on the pistol.
he would have got him.
Yeah.
He would have run him down.
So
now, I can't see it from here. It might be that Mark's is on top. But
Well, we got to pay close attention when they set up. I think Rick is under there.
Is it? Okay.
I think Rick got under there.
Okay.
Well, I mean, either way, Mark closed the distance on the pistol, but that begs another, thing we can talk about is that Mark is moving left to right, and Rick is shooting right to left, and it was something that I never really thought about. What? What do we got here?
Oh, Rob was.
They're just packing up guns.
I thought Rob was waving off the resetters.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the stop plate coming up. Yep, Rick was.
Rick was down first. Okay. So
Sorry, Kalani.
With an edger, man.
But that's
Rick
something that we've seen before that the competitor on the left or competitor on the right comes off that last plate in the array and overswings the stop plate. And if they could be ahead by an entire array, if they overswing the stop, their last target, overswing their stop plate, and hit the opponent's stop plate, so they automatically lose that
Yeah,
round.
that's one thing. Here's the deal, too. Like, I think what a lot of, I'd say 95% of shooters don't realize is that they feel better shooting left to right. Whether they know it or not, it's usually faster to shoot left to right. So that's the reason why.
Is that because you read left to right?
Nah, dude. It's because if you're right-handed, your weapon is mounted on your right side, whether it be your right hand or your right shoulder, and so the recoil is going to naturally push you to the right.
Okay.
Okay. So this is all just natural, right? But you don't realize that you're better shooting left to right. So now, so in the beginning of Three Gun Nation, they used to let the higher seed choose their side. After the first 2 years, they're like, dude, everybody who's higher seed chooses the left-hand side.
Right. So it's
So
automatically
not
split
only
there.
do you dump the gun faster, but you also shoot faster left to right. So you shoot left to right and you dump your gun, and then you move, and then you launch better left to right also.
Right.
So at this point, Three Gun Nation doesn't even ask you your opinion anymore. Top seed gets the left side.
Right.
There he is.
Yeah, my man.
You stealing my water, bro.
Brah.
I
Hey,
mean,
Rick.
do you need some water, man? That's a good run, buddy.
Rick. Oh, he's not. He's going to ignore me now.
Rick,
He's
you
gonna-
want to?
Rick's going to big time me now.
Yeah, Rick's doing
Oh,
some
wow.
happy
He will.
dance.
He will until tonight, and he's going to cry on my shoulder.
He's got to get ready for the next run.
And he's about to run down the crowd and give them all
He's
high
running down my
fives.
water is what he's doing. I mean, like, he's straight beelined from the shooter's box to my water.
Yeah, he's
So we've
a
got a
little parched
good
there.
matchup coming up here, guys.
Daniel
this is
Horner and Keith.
This is Keith Garcia against Daniel Horner.
Oh,
Now,
man.
You know, you say that Gregg and Daniel are what everyone's looking forward to, but there's a lot of people out there that have gotten behind Keith Garcia this year.
This year Keith has definitely made a huge movement towards his fan base.
Yes, absolutely.
Without a doubt. And he's definitely out there on social media. And I think the one thing that people have really enjoyed with Keith is that, you know, he's out there every single day on the range, and he finds these tips and tricks, and he's not the kind of guy that's going to hide them, because I would.
Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
I'd be straight up like, hey, man, I learned a new trick, and you guys will see it in the next match.
Yeah.
But Keith is like, hey, man, I learned a new trick, and I'll show it to you guys, 2 days before the next match.
Yeah, but meanwhile, he's
exactly.
been practicing it with him for
Oh,
the
yeah.
last, like
Oh,
6
yeah.
months.
Love the dude, man. So yeah, they're just kind of prepping, getting ready, man. Dan is in his new black AMU shirt, which I don't like at all.
I don't know that that he likes it. I mean, black shirt's super
It's
hot.
loose fitting, man.
Loose fitting.
It's like
Yeah.
a medium. He needs a.
He's going to grow into
medium.
it.
Yeah, is this
that's
like his formal wear, or
I don't know. It looks yeah. He was ready to go to the awards banquet or something, and instead he decided to shoot. But it's too baggy. It's going to cause too much wind drag. So.
It's going to be like a parachute. Slow him down.
Yeah, dude.
I don't know if the
I mean, look at
parachute
his
would slow him
sleeves,
down.
man.
I mean, this is this.
Keith is like
This looks unfair. This looks unfair. We've got lightweight and middleweight. I'm being generous with Keith on the middleweight.
Keith listens to the show, by the way.
That's what I'm saying. I'm
just
No,
watching
that's all right.
Keith, we were just talking about that before we
That's right.
started. That's what we were talking about.
If there's one guy I know that laughs at himself, it's Keith.
He wanted to make sure that we mentioned
Here's the deal,
how
dude.
good he looked on TV,
Here's the deal,
even
too,
though
with
we're on
Keith,
radio.
is that Keith has been in the public eye so much, good and bad, honestly.
Yeah.
And he smiles. It's just
Look at
it's
him
just the
taking
way
a
it
big
is.
deep
He
breath,
does.
Yeah, he's
clearing
gonna
his
work.
head.
He's getting ready.
They're gonna shake and smile. Oh, a little huggy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Some bromance.
man.
Some bromance.
Holy cow! I think they just exchanged numbers too. That was weird.
Is that jealousy that I hear? What's up with that,
Wow.
man? That's
I got both their numbers, man.
Got bumped to number
I'm gonna,
3.
I'm gonna FaceTime them tonight.
all right, here we go. Dan on the left, Keith on the right.
Dan is super low. Keith is ready.
Super
to rock.
aggressive. Big start, big push out,
Dan makes it to the box first.
and then
Almost
lead shot.
simultaneously shots off.
Wow. Dan's
Keith?
got a 4-plate lead
Holy
off the
cow,
rifle.
Still on rifle.
Dan's done with the
Dan's an
shotgun.
autopilot at this
Dropped it
point.
like a hot rock, and
Oh man, Dan just burned through that pistol.
wow. Oh,
That was
Yeah, man.
ridiculous.
that was an impressive pistol run.
Dan
and
killed that whole pistol run between the two.
That pistol run
between-
from
guys, I
Daniel
got
was-
that somewhere around 21 seconds. So super fast run with a couple makeups at the beginning. Looks like he had 2 rifle makeups. burned the shotgun and dropped that thing like a hot rock.
He had some problems on the rifle there, like that. Uncharacteristic of him, especially this season. He did not have one plate down when Daniel was completely done with that array.
Yeah, right, let's see if they're going to hug.
I think the hugs are gone. We got that out of the way.
We got that out of the way already.
What I would assume that, I can't speak for Keith because I'm not in his shoes and see what he sees, but typically when something like that happens, it's a bad mount.
Yes.
So you come out of there, you're trying to get the gun up your shoulder and get on target as soon as possible, and instead of taking a slight second to readjust and make sure you're right, you just get on the gas and start shooting. And that sets you up.
Shoot through it.
Yeah, you try to shoot through it. But that first shot counts so much in a shoot-off like this. Because if the first shot is dead center on that plate rack, now you can index across the right.
Right.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Rick's coming back. He's got a minute here. He's going to talk to us.
Got a live feed with
what's up, Rick, dog?
Oh, we got Laker in the house.
All day, son.
I had to dab on him for you.
Rick, welcome to the show.
Did you see it? No, dude, but I saw your little hang loose, son.
I did it just for you. I dabbed all over him.
Oh, man.
Well, Rick, thanks for taking time out. We know that you're a busy man right now, but coming over to see what's going on. How you feeling after that first run, man?
I'll tell you what, after that very first run, I knew I could take it because you can't miss that many times and be that close to winning.
Yeah.
I knew if I just hit the target, I'd be all right.
Yeah. So
what were you and Hanish talking about when you guys are getting ready to go up there? It looks like you guys were jabbing back and forth and messing around with each other.
Well, I mean, it's all about a little bit of gamesmanship. I mean, I can't go into too much detail, but let's just say he may or may not have just put that shotgun together, which may have led to the issue in the second bout. But I don't know that for sure. Yeah. Tommy may have more insight.
I cannot confirm nor deny that statement.
Sounds like Mark.
I think he fired the first shot, so I just had to respond. Yeah. Naturally.
Yeah. Naturally. Well, Rick, what's going on? What's going through your mind getting ready for the next round here?
Well, to be honest, I'm pretty stoked. I'd never made the top 8. And now I'm in the top 4.
This is exciting, man.
This is pretty cool. I mean, the only downside is now I'm going up against a robot.
Oh, yeah. Former teammate robot.
Well, I'm hoping I can add some solvent to his gears, reduce the lubrication that he's got. But he's definitely a formidable opponent, to say the least.
I can say that for sure.
Yeah.
I've been there, done that.
I mean, he's been on my team. We've shot matches together against other people, and I always felt bad for those other people. So,
now you get a taste of the medicine.
Yeah, but
he gets a taste of the medicine.
Hey, he doesn't want none of this. So
there you go.
We'll see what happens. I mean, as Tommy can attest to, in a shoot-off environment like this, anything can happen.
That's right.
I mean, I hate and I don't like bringing this kind of stuff up, but look at last year. Gregg missed a clay and almost dropped a shotgun. I mean, and that's not Gregg. That's not how Gregg shoots. Gregg is always one of the most fundamentally sound shooters I've ever seen. Him and Dan. But it just goes to show you, when you have this much pressure and this fast of a stage, literally anything can happen. So, you can't look down on yourself just because you may or may not be the underdog. But just got to go out and have fun.
That's what's
Keep
all
the crowd
about.
entertained.
Well, I got to say, Rick, you're moving really fast tonight. You're smoking it out to the boxes there. You're making good transitions,
I'm feeling pretty light and limber, yeah.
Yeah, you're looking light and limber out there.
Yeah.
You're coming off of a Nationals win here.
I'm back in my glory days
Nationals.
of football, I feel like. If I could tackle him, I think I'd be better off.
There you go.
Well, we'll look out for you to tackle Gregg when you get out there, and we're going to be cheering you on, man. So
whatever happens, he's one of my good friends, and it's going to be fun regardless. So.
All right. Well,
we've
got Keith Garcia and Dan Horner coming up here.
This is the bout of the night, in my opinion. These two guys are
second
great.
string.
Yep.
Dan on the left, Keith on the right, and there's a start from Rob. Got a big sprint out to the left, sprint out to the right. Daniel's on the rifle, breaks the first shot.
Keith is hooking up this time.
Much
Daniel's
faster.
Still off first with 2 plates left on Keith's side.
Dan is on the
Keith
shot.
dismounts.
Keith called the shot and didn't land.
Keith dismounts and looks
Dan
like
had a
he's
little
just
something going on with the shotgun too, so I don't know what happened there. So a little bit of a crazy run for both guys.
All right, guys.
Whoa.
Thanks for having me. I got to get going.
Yeah,
All right,
thank
Rick.
you, Rick. Appreciate it, man.
All right. A little bit of showboating. Look, did you see that? He's letting everybody know it's a good shotgun, and he concedes with the rest of the run.
Oh, wow.
So it's definitely
Keith just picked it up and ripped that
yeah.
shotgun, had a great run
so
that pleased the crowd, and then turns around, gives a howdy do.
Yeah,
but
he knew it was done from there.
Of course, he pretty much gave it up and just kind of let it go once he dismounted that rifle.
So two things I saw over there. So Keith was having some problems with the rifle, dismounted and come back, and Dan had some issues with the shotgun as well. I don't know what he did. if he either dropped something or dismounted somewhere in between, but like 3 or 4 clays in, he had something going on, and I saw the gun come out of position, get back into position. I was trying to watch what was going on both ends, and I kind of missed exactly what happened there.
The only thing I saw in that whole run was that Dan is always, he's like the ultimate predator.
Yeah.
And he had Keith by an array and a half, and he went for broke on that pistol.
Absolutely.
It was sick.
Yeah. That's
so, that's the way it is, man.
He's a competitor. He does, and he said it before in many of interviews. He hates to lose more than he likes to win. That's what it comes down to. Is that's it. So if he's going to win, he's going to win. He's going to do it in a formidable way, and he didn't let up.
I'd say that most of us would have just took a deep breath when they got to that pistol and saw how far ahead they were, and just went 1, 1, 1, 1. And Dan said he took a deep breath and he's like, okay,
just get on it.
Here's my
Hammer
foot,
down,
hit your throat, and I'm just going to push it down.
Right. So
Absolutely.
from my standpoint, what I've seen and what I've done in the past is that we don't typically shoot that way.
No.
We don't slow down and shoot, and when you do, you're seeing too much.
Yeah.
And when you're seeing too much, you're not going to be as fast as you should be, and something could go wrong. You lay up, slow down, and the guy comes in and hooks up a run. You can get past. It's like making some super fast lap times, and it's like, I could conserve a little bit. I'm ahead, and some dude just zips right by you. So that's always out there in the back of my mind is that if I lay up now, that's not my style. So I don't want to take too much off, but I still don't want to go too fast and get behind. So you got a little mental sprint going on. Do I stay on the gas or do I back off a little bit? And that's one of the difficult things.
Well, Dan sounded like he had a Glock 18 out there, man. He was just like.
Yeah, he definitely ripped it down there, no doubt about it. So that'll be a good one too.
Connie, is there a secret to getting the mechanics of firing a pistol that fast? Most people look at that and think like, oh, got it. There's nothing I could ever do that would make that happen.
I think I can train a monkey to shoot a pistol that fast, but
really?
to hit that fast, that doesn't happen.
a trick.
That's all eye speed and just
muscle memory
just being
control.
Kind of, but he shot it really fast, but he didn't make all his hits without a doubt.
Yeah.
There's a whole lot of mics in there, so
you have to see. That's it. If you can't see the sights, you don't know where they're at on the target. So with this type of accuracy, you can't just guess. You have to be there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But Keith got on the shotgun.
Yeah, he absolutely cut loose on that one. That's one for the record books. I'd give Mark a run for his money when it comes to
no
shotgun
kidding.
speed.
We should see if we can get Hanish and Garcia up there.
That'd be good.
Just on the shotgun.
Just a shotgun.
Well, then I'll include Pat Kelly in that too.
Yeah,
Pat can lay it down.
Yeah.
And I hate shooting after those guys in a match. It totally screws up your timing, man.
Yeah.
It's like, well, if they can do it,
I can do that too.
We can do it too. I've missed more following those guys than I have ever in my life. So.
Well, we've got Gregg Jordan making ready, and of course Rick Bird's all making ready as well. And I'm kind of surprised that Rick was over here just a minute ago, and now he's ready to shoot.
I think he just
He's
realized,
good,
I
man.
gotta go. wait, I'm up next.
Rick's good. He's young. It's awesome to be that young. See where he's at right now.
How old are you,
Well,
Chloe?
here's the deal, I'm not going to tell you, but so a great side story with Rick is that I remember the year that he came on the pro tour, and we went to he went to hang out. We're kind of like, hey, Kalani, can I hang out with you guys? Like me and Keith. I said, yeah, but we both enjoy ribeyes. So he bought us dinner, and since that day, man, we have been
breaking him in
hanging
like a
out,
rookie, man.
Dude, I haze everybody. I'm the gatekeeper in this game, without a doubt. I'll haze everybody. I've hazed every new kid on the AMU for the last 4 years.
You
That's my
seem so
job.
nice, though.
Oh, I know.
You gave me a pat on the back
funny,
today
David.
for
Couple times,
resetting
dude.
targets.
All right, so we're going live here with
Here we
the
go.
next group, and this is Gregg
Gregg's
Jordan on
ready.
the left.
They're both
Rick
set
Birdsall
up.
on the right.
Thumbs up from Rick.
Got the start from Rob, and they're off to the races, and Gregg is smoking to the left side.
Yep.
All right, rifle.
Good mount.
Oh,
both
Breaking shots at the same time.
both mics.
Finally getting on
Oh, it
target
is
at the same
tight.
time.
Oh, it is tight.
Rick just
It's
half
tight.
a plate behind.
Yep. Smooth transition. Gregg off the shotgun, almost fell down to the face plant.
Rick a couple
Greg-
mics
Rick
on the
is-
shotgun.
Whoa!
Slides
Sliding
in
into
for the
the
pistol.
And a 22 flat run from Gregg, and Rick finishes up strong. That Rick
That was
Almost
actually pretty close, man.
overran that box with the slide about 3 feet past. I think
Tommy, that's a good example of why Greg, you finish out the stage. Gregg spent like 4 or 5 rounds at that last plate, and if Rick had just given up right there, he
Absolutely.
could have come back and
you can run them down. It
Yeah,
doesn't
absolutely.
take that last transition to the small plate is difficult, and it never goes as well as planned. So anything can happen. We got one more run to see who we got, and then we'll start breaking this thing down. We got Rick here, taking a deep
Rick coming
breath,
back and
getting
taking
a drink,
breath of water.
relaxing.
Asking for some Jedi wisdom.
make your first rifle hit. No, seriously, man. Take your time to make your first rifle hit, and all the next four is they'll fall right in
It's
your hand.
gravy. That's it. Fall in your hand.
Man,
Just like
great
that.
advice
Both
from-
That's a
of them
bird
missed
saw in the hand.
Both of them missed their first rifle hit.
That's right.
I didn't realize, Kalani, you were handing out advice. I would have been chatting you up a
didn't
little
ask,
more
son.
today.
You
No, I
didn't
didn't.
ask. Not
I wanted
once.
to respect your Jedi-ness.
I give way too much.
Do you?
My father has always told me, hey, son, you give way too much advice. And it happens. I don't know. I can't
Dang.
do it, man.
Well, now that I know I'm going to get on your
So-
squad again soon.
Here's the deal, too. So let's talk a little story. On Friday
it.
night, when the guys were doing the semifinals, and both my teammates made it to so they both didn't qualify for the top four. So they didn't make it.
Both had to go to the
into
eliminator.
berth. So they go to the shotgun berth, and we're sitting there talking. And Rick's like, okay, there's only 7 targets. I'm going to go ham. I'm just going to pick up my shotgun and go just stupid nuts. He's like, is that what I should do? I said, absolutely not. I said, what? There's 8 guys in it, right? He goes, yep. I said, okay, the bottom 4 are all going to mic once, at least once. They're all 4 of them are going to, I'm sorry. I say mic. So when I say mic, I mean miss.
Miss,
So
correct.
they're all going to, so I turned mic into a verb. So they're all going to miss once. So all you got to do is just make all your hits, right? Just make all your hits and you're going to be fine. And sure enough, dude, other than Hunter, the only guys that got into it were the guys that just walked up there and just went bang, 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 dropped the gun, and then hit the buzzer. I mean, that's all you got to do in this game. You have to. Other than Nils and Brian, you can't miss fast enough to win. And guess what, dude? You're not Nils or Brian. They're not going to ask me for advice.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Coach Kalani.
everybody. I'm not a coach, man. Well, maybe I am.
You are. You just don't know it.
Life coach Kalani.
But
Well, looks like I had a
I've done
22
it.
flat on that last run. So all these guys have been hovering around that area. So I think that both of them have it in them. We'll see what we come back from the mental prep there. So, Rick's looking and say, hey, what do I got to do to make this clean? We talked about it in the first round when he had to come back. He was down 1, coming back, and what do you have to do? And it's like going up against Mark. Hey, just got to be clean.
Yep.
And that's the key to it. The guy that makes the least amount of misses or least amount of mistakes in this format is going to win.
Yep, and that's what I worry about with Gregg is that Gregg is almost always clean.
Yeah.
He just doesn't miss, man. It's crazy.
What's also interesting to watch these guys is
Handshake before they're ready here.
I'll pick that up when we get done with this.
Copy
All
that.
right.
So Gregg didn't smile in the handshake, and Rick did. That's what happened.
So,
Oh, did they just get iced?
all right.
Oh,
so we
man.
got,
Rick's so excited, man.
Yeah.
on the
he
left,
just
pump
dabbed.
on the right.
Rick just dabbed.
I don't know what dabbing is.
What? Look at my Instagram, son.
I saw
sprint.
what you did, but
big sprint out
that
to
doesn't
the
make any
outside
sense.
There you
boxes.
Rifle.
Oh, Rick got
Oh,
that
man.
first hit.
And Rick is
off the
through
rifle first.
There you go.
Not sure there. That's
Oh,
Oh,
man.
man,
Words
off
of a
the
Jedi.
shotgun
Here we go.
first.
Come on, Rick. Get it, buddy.
Can you
Oh,
run him
snap.
down?
I am excited.
This is super
Get it.
exciting. What
Get
do we
it,
got?
Rick.
Come down to the end.
Oh, Rick is on. Oh!
There it is.
Dude, so okay, so I'll recap that real quick. Rick, I know, brother. So Rick asked me what he's got to do, and I said, "Get your first hit," and he smoked the rifle
Yep.
over
That's
Gregg, and then after that, he just went to cruise control. Man, you just make your hits at that point, but he didn't. So he shot. He killed the shotgun, got to the pistol, and about 2/3 of the way through the pistol, he got really excited and he thought he was going to win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what happens,
Yeah.
man.
And then he
Started-
took like
started
17 shots
You
at that
get
stop
hit.
plate.
And he got that stop plate, and Gregg was just running him down.
Greg was
like a
running down.
freaking lion, man.
He had one miss about 3 targets prior to the stop plate that messed up his cadence, and then
Yep.
he come back and made it, and got back to the stop plate just after Rick had engaged
man,
his.
that
so
was tight.
That was a
was
really
a good
tight
one.
run that could have gone bad for Rick in the end. So Gregg was definitely got on the gas. He shot shotgun faster than he normally does. He was a little more methodical, but he really pushed it this time to get into that pistol, and almost ran him down.
Dude, this is gonna be crazy, man, because you got Gregg, who, I mean, I'll bet that he's like, I'm good. Don't worry about it. It's fine. I'm just gonna smoke him this next time. And then you got Rick, who lives on emotion.
Oh, absolutely.
Rick absolutely lives on
so
emotion.
he's pumped. He's on a high. So we're seeing a different aspect of what we saw in the earlier rounds. So Gregg Gregg gave up a round earlier, was 1-1. He come back super strong after that, kind of reset and just smoked it. His opponent at the time, was Hunter, got super excited and come back and just kind of fell apart on the third run. So that's just a part of experience. And Rick's got a little bit of shoot-off experience here, so he knows what he's got to do. He knows he's going to be one of the toughest competitors out there, so he's just got to get his head straight and make sure he's not too emotionally high, come back in on gas too much.
Okay, so now you got Charles over here helping Rick load his pistol, it looks like. And Charles talks. So we'll see what happens
Charles
here, man.
does talk.
Yeah.
They're sitting there talking, hey, man, did you see the new Star Wars movie? And
That's probably,
how'd that go?
it's probably good for Rick, just talking.
He needs to be loose, man.
And Gregg's loading up. He's got Mike Sexton over his shoulder, making sure he's doing everything right. But
Mike's a talker too.
Yeah, but not tonight. It looks like he's just standing by, letting Gregg do his thing, and that's what he's doing. So,
man.
We did lose a light behind us. Do you think that's going to have any effect on what they?
I don't think we're too bad.
Seeing?
I mean, from what I'm seeing over here, it's not too bad. We got pretty good lighting. I don't see any issues there. I think we're okay. Kalani, let's talk about something I'm seeing out there. It's got Gregg's carrying an extra rifle mag, an extra pistol mag, and a few extra shot.
Yep, and Rick is naked over there. Yep, he's smooth.
What's your take on that?
I would always run with the belt, without a doubt, because that's what we do 90% of the time. I mean, don't change it. And here's the deal. So let's say it's like we talked about earlier, you always finish it to the end. And
absolutely.
If all of a sudden, if either of these guys have a pistol or a rifle malfunction, you're going to go ahead and do a tap rack bang, and you're going to tap rack it, and if not, then you're going to grab from your belt.
Yeah,
every single time. That's how we train.
That's it. You're not going to pick up out of that box.
No, dude, not at all, man. Unless you train to do that, which we don't do. So.
Right.
It's not worth it. No, I mean, Gregg has always been all business. I mean, it's something that, I've always been impressed by. So, yeah, dude, Gregg even has his holster on. He's
got his holster on. So, I mean, you train the way you play, and that's where he's at. It's like this is him. He's in his element. He's out studying the targets, making sure he's prepped. Rick's working through getting loaded up over there. He's taking his time. Yeah, I think him and Charles are still
autographs.
talking.
Rick
is
signing autographs.
Waving to the crowd.
Is this a mental game? Is he making Gregg wait?
I don't know, man. I think Rick just did a selfie.
Yeah.
So okay. We'll see what happens here.
Well, we'll check his Instagram feed here and see what he's up to.
There we go. There's Rick smiling again, and Gregg is about ready to eat.
Here we go. Rick smiling at us again, giving us that wink that he does so well.
This is it.
Both of them digging in. Gregg's ready.
Rick's ready. Rob gives a start. We got a sprint out to the left, a sprint out to the right.
Gregg beats him to the
Gregg's
box.
to the gun. A solid mount.
Oh, man. Rick hits the rifle first again.
Oh, Gregg ran down. It's tied. Tied coming through the shotgun. They're both on the shotgun exactly the same time. Rick
dropping off the
Rick
shotgun.
Gregg has one extra makeup. And this is where it's all going to be made.
There we go. It's tied to the pistol.
Race to the end.
Oh! Rick had a malfunction. Oh, my goodness. That was ridiculous. And Rick is going to finish this?
Wow.
Oh, my God. Rick had a
Doc,
malfunction.
I will finish the game.
Just as we were talking about malfunction,
anything
Rick
can
had
happen.
a malfunction.
That was ridiculous.
Anything can happen. And just like that, it comes to an end.
So in that time, it was like the war of the tides. Because
Rick it was
started
just a falling
high,
steel coming in.
And you know, Gregg got him, and then they both got to the pistol, and it was a race to the end, and it was close. It was within a plate.
Yeah, so Gregg had a makeup on the left side with his with a shot. He had
shotgun.
one
Something
he went
happened
back.
On a shotgun. What happened?
Yeah, he looks like he had a miss on the third or fourth target, and he had to go back for it. But he didn't spend much time. He took his time and hammered through, and then got to the pistol. It was definitely a race to the end. And I think without the malfunction, it would have been a splitting hairs decision. Those plates would have been down at the same time. So it's a tough one.
Oh man, Rick's still smiling, man.
So,
good for him, man. I mean, he did a good job of doing that.
Absolutely.
As a salesman, as a sponsor of sponsoring a shooter, I've traveled all year with Gregg and Hunter and the rest of Team Armalite and most of y'all. It's interesting and to sit back here and watch these guys. You almost feel for them, with traveling with Rick. I didn't want to see that at all.
Right.
Even though he's going against my shooter.
That was rough.
It's just you
don't, and even as a competitor, Jeremy, as coming in here as the guy on the other side, you don't want to win by a malfunction.
Yeah.
I mean, it's that asterisk win. You don't want it. But, it's a W. You got to take it. 2 out of 3. You'll take the best 2 out of 3, whatever it is. So
yeah, no, absolutely.
You got to do what you got to do, and that's a part of the game that, hey, it's just the way the cookie crumbles at the time. So as much as we hate to see it, it happens.
Yeah. And that's part of the game too, man.
Yeah.
I mean, as pro shooters, we have to take care of our equipment as well as our bodies
absolutely.
and our training.
Right.
And we all come out here, we shoot together, and then, when we're on the line, we're fierce competitors, but we're sitting here talking about, all the fun times and good times that we have. So we're having a blast.
And you guys are shooting the same division this year, Unlimited.
Yeah.
Tommy, you shooting Unlimited?
I did, man. I snuck in some on the East Coast. I didn't do anything on the West Coast, man.
I didn't do anything on the East Coast.
I know, man. I mean, you know how it is, man.
Oh, you guys got that rap battle thing going.
We got the colors going, man. So I'm kind of Midwesterner, so I could go.
Fucking Biggie,
exactly.
I could go West Coast or East Coast. So now
somebody's gonna get shot.
is
So this
do we
teammate
got?
versus teammate here.
Is this for this is battle
third.
for third?
Oh my God! Are you serious?
wow.
This is a tough one.
Keith Garcia, Rick Birdsall coming up here.
Oh, this is gonna be ugly.
Keith
All
on
right.
the left, Rick
All right,
on the right.
teammate Kalani, let's talk us through this. What do you see going down here? What's the game plan?
Okay, so Rick is still ending on a high because he knew that Rick is like, okay, I should have won that, but I had a malfunction. So he's confident, and when Rick is confident, he's pretty freaking hard to beat. Man.
Absolutely.
I beat that into him, by the way. But Keith, I don't know, man. I don't know what happened with him versus Dan, and it's like, Keith this year has been the alpha hunter all since January. We'll see what happens. We'll see if Keith's gonna kind of do the big brother little brother things on him. And
We'll see where it turns out.
If it gets bloody, I guess I'll have to throw my mic off and and see what happens. But it'll be good. It'll look good in the photo op for sure.
So Kalani, quick question, man. What kind of ammunition are these guys out here shooting? Maybe not specific brand or something like that, but
okay.
are they doing anything different than
Sure.
like their normal match prep?
Absolutely. So on anything under 100, on any targets under about 100 yards, most of the top guys are going to run something, a very low grain, a low weight 223. So they're probably
Like a
both shooting 55s or
55 thing.
50s. I mean,
50s,
dude,
okay.
I'll tell you right now, in the height of the Pro Series, when we were in Tulsa like 6 times a year, most of the top guys were running 45 grain 223s. I mean, we were pretty much shooting Q-tips out the front of our rifles, man. I mean, that's what we were really shooting.
Just trying to make it softer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you just have to make a hole in the paper.
Yeah, hole in paper, man. I mean, we were shooting. I mean,
You're shooting like no steel, right?
I loaded Q-tips, and that's what happens. I mean, you were shooting like something less than a 22 long rifle, so you're trying your best. So they're both shooting very low weight rifle. Their pistol's probably 124 grain jacket of hollow points. We've all found that the jacket of hollow points are the most accurate that we found with the rearward weight bias. It kind of helps with accuracy versus like a round nose or something like that.
I gotcha.
Keith is a boss. He's shooting full power shotgun for sure, because I bought it for him. So he shoots full power. Keith is probably right now in our day and age the best shotgun shooter that I've ever seen.
Really?
And Rick's probably shooting some kind of puff load. It's probably pink for
So
sure.
Well,
how about like pistol load? Are they shooting any sort of like match ammunition, or is this stuff
Keith's
that they load
probably shooting
themselves?
factory. Actually, they're both shooting factory as far as I understand it.
Okay.
I'm shooting a Freedom.
Rick's
Rick's
probably
shooting,
Atlanta Arms.
Rick's
Atlanta Arms.
AAA, and Keith is Hornady, and we're all shooting just factory.
And this is like stuff you can get in a box. Anyone
Yep.
can go buy it.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Keith's done already. He's already loaded up and gotten ready. He's hanging out with Rob.
Rick taking his time once again.
Yeah, that actually might be his
Oh,
MO.
you know what? He's loading magazines.
He might be actually seeing what magazine failed on him last time.
Could be. Plus,
So I
he
wouldn't use it.
just got done shooting, so he didn't have all his stuff loaded off the bat.
Keith is gonna be. He's IGing right now. He's actually gonna Instagram.
Oh, he's Instagramming.
I think he is.
Oh, he's asking someone in the crowd to take
No,
a picture.
he's gonna. Yeah, because it's going on Instagram.
Of course.
Yeah,
These
Keith
guys
has
in their
definitely
social
stepped in his
media.
game.
Yeah, I mean,
Look at that, a big brotherly hug,
Oh,
teammates.
Oh my goodness.
So this is going to be the comical run right here. This is everybody's having a good time, having some fun out there. So
We've seen this before, though, man. Teammate versus teammate.
Absolutely.
It
from many years ago. This is
Well, here's the deal, too,
this
though,
is it.
brother, is that, team versus team, but I'll tell you right now that 75% of all the runs out here are friend versus friend.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is
That's
crappy.
right.
It is crappy.
Yeah, that's a part of it is we compete, but we are all friends.
Some of the dudes that I've knocked out, I felt kind of bad for at least a minute or two, you know. So
Thank you,
A
Tom.
full minute or
a minute or two. So yeah, maybe a little longer. As long as it takes me to unload my shotgun.
All right, here we go. We got left side,
Oh,
Keith
man.
Garcia, right side, Rick
giving us the
Birdsall.
hang loose again.
And they're off.
Both are throwing
Oh,
gravel
looks
on the
like Rick
sprint.
just beats him a little bit to the box. First shot. Of course, he doesn't make it.
Oh, man. I mean,
Rick's
off
off to
Rick
the right.
first.
Rifle dialed.
Absolutely.
Getting to
You
that
better get
shotgun
on that
first.
shotgun,
Birdsall putting in a blister
man.
Putting
run.
it down
It is
again.
good.
Hope
They are smoking here.
so close.
Both of them want to win. They can taste it.
Oh, man,
there you go.
Rick.
And
Okay,
the
so-
mag fly.
Keith does his trademark, throw the mag in the air, and Rick still is probably the unsung hero of tonight because his rifle has been on point.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm impressed.
Yeah.
Man, Keith coming up with the win there, throwing that $130 2011 bag over his shoulder, like he's got two more at home or something. But that was a great run, man. Rick just gets so excited on those plates; it's hard for him to connect and hard for him to make it. I mean,
That's
he
it.
had it all the way going there.
It's the adrenaline's pumping when you get to that point. You got so much going on. You're trying to stay focused, but your mental game just kind of goes out the window when you see it's that close.
Yeah. So for third place, Keith is going to win $5,000 from Zero Tolerance Knives.
Nice.
It's not a bad night,
Yeah, shoot, it's pretty good. Kalani, what percent of that is your cut?
Most of it, really. we have a little bit of gambling debt to to take care of. Yeah, me and Keith have actually traveled quite a bit since 2012 together.
Yeah.
So, and then all of a sudden we end up on the same team. It's like, okay, this is cool, man. Maybe I can, you can pay me back from all those, late night drinking and parties in Vegas. So.
All those times he made you buy.
There you go, Keith. Congratulations, brother.
Nice work, Keith. Hoisting that check above his head.
There you go. He's got a bunch of those too, man. Have you seen his garage? It's
No.
ridiculous, dude. He doesn't have wallpaper or paint. He's got checks. Big
Oh,
checks.
really?
Big
Big
checks. It's actually pretty cool.
We
So-
need to get some of those for acoustic barriers between the generators.
Yeah,
Dude, he's
absolutely. We
he's
could do something with that.
Keith has been hungry since 2011, 2011, right?
That's right.
2011. And so Chad just came over here and told us what to do, but
Okay.
Yeah.
So
All right, there we
Chad's
go.
Yeah, the
telling
second-
Tommy what to do here.
second place finisher tonight will get $10,000 from Timney Triggers.
Wow.
I'll be
That's a lot of triggers.
I'll be carrying a big check, but I won't be carrying it home. I'm actually
Man.
giving this one away tonight. So
I'll take a picture. You
our
take it
second
home.
place winner will definitely have a pretty nice prize as a consolation prize to the winner taking home $50,000 from NRA Sports.
Now,
great
Tommy, when
consolation.
someone takes that check to the bank, do they have to endorse the back? Now,
You basically, you gotta
this
make
one of those
sure
things you can take
you
a
walk
photo of?
sideways through.
Walk sideways
the door.
through the
Make sure you
bank.
come in, and then try not to scare everybody away. They think you got this big rob me note. But the hardest thing I had was trying to find a wallet to fit that big check in, and that was the big deal for me.
Well, this is the matchup that everyone was waiting for and
there we
everyone was
go.
kind of expecting. Daniel Horner versus Gregg Jordan, both of them making ready here. Daniel on the left and Gregg on the right. So Gregg's been shooting on the left the entire night.
I was going to ask
Now
that.
he's
how
on the
much that-
right,
Go
how
swap
that
to the
affects
right.
you.
That's
Yeah, let's talk about that, Tommy. So do you remember back in the day when Taryn Butler, when he was on the right, he would shoot left to right and then swing all the way back another 5 yards and hit that stop plate.
absolutely that long
He's probably the
transition
only
back.
successful guy that I
Oh,
know.
That's
that,
right. Yeah,
that
because he
has
would
done
stick to that left to right because he's so familiar with shooting left to right. Now, I think that from training and going out there and testing this, running this array left to right, right to left on the pistols, I think it's always going to be faster to go right to left
I
on that
agree.
right hand
I
side
agree,
just because
man.
of
You
that
gotta
transition.
suck it up, dude.
Yeah.
You got to practice that for sure. I know when I train and I'm training on a plate rack or a array of targets that I do I do it both ways.
Oh, you do?
Oh yeah, absolutely, without
Okay.
a doubt. Yeah, mostly with the shotgun. Shotgun, it always kind of gets in my head because I love shooting left to right.
Yeah.
Because I end up having the cadence or the muscle memory.
Yeah,
whatever
muscle
you
memory
call it.
swing. Yeah,
You just go
yeah.
bang, bang, bang,
Yeah.
bang, bang, left to right. And so then I really have to try, and I have to, I really
Yeah,
have
right
to
to
train
left's a
hard
little
to go right
different
to
than
left.
things aren't exactly the same. So your cadence is different. What you see is different. You pick up targets with your left eye because you're swinging right to left. So everything just changes a little bit. So you got to see things differently.
Well, joining us here while these guys are making ready is Rick Birdsall, fresh off of some really close runs. Rick, tell me what happened on the pistol there, man.
It just got away from me. I mean, it's tough, especially in this kind of environment. You lose your front sight for a minute, and it's over.
Dude, Rick, man, you were a meat eater on that rifle tonight.
I got to hold down for the factory boys.
Dude, you destroyed the rifle tonight. I'm really proud, man. Good job, buddy.
I was pretty happy when they went from a plate rack to poppers.
To the poppers. Me too, man.
That was
a
good choice for me.
Said, give me those poppers, dog.
All right, here we go.
Guys,
we're getting into the finals. We got Daniel Hunter on the left, Gregg Jordan on the right.
The robot versus the natural.
I don't
there
know
you
if
go.
they shook hands or anything yet. Let's see what happens.
There's no time for that.
Though. This is a new rivalry, man.
Kicking some dirt, man.
There's no time for that.
These guys have been
like
here,
Cincinnati,
done that.
Pittsburgh.
Absolutely.
Except
here
better.
we go.
All right, guys, both low. They're digging low.
And they're off.
Man, they look identical.
Like Usain Bolt.
Daniel to the left, Gregg to the right, both on the trigger about the same time.
See here. Wow, they both missed on the rifle.
Daniel off the rifle,
Daniel got a
coming
little
over
head
the
start,
shotgun. Now
2
Gregg's
plates.
off the rifle as well.
Oh, hesitation by Dan.
Even
little
coming to the
hesitation by
pistol.
both of them. A couple
Same
naked shots to the pistol. And this is actually a great.
man.
Daniel beats about 4 plates.
4 plates, yeah.
Wow.
Greg got a little bit behind. He got missed a second pistol plate on the right, and that set him up for a lot of transitions back and forth.
They both missed on the first rifle shots, and then Daniel kind of took a lead, and then Gregg took it back. Come to the shotgun,
Absolutely,
which is awesome.
That's it.
And
I mean,
then they
that's
got to
the
the
type
pistol
of
at the
race you
same
want to see.
Yeah, they got to the pistol.
The hardest thing is
and-
trying to keep that handgun together the whole time.
Dude,
Yeah.
I mean,
there's so many targets, and they're right in
yeah.
your face, man.
Yep.
They're right in your face.
And
It's
It's
awesome.
so easy to take them for granted.
That's the key is that you come in here, the targets are so big, so fast that you think, hey, this is easy, this is a gimme.
Yep.
And then you take it for granted, you overshoot it.
And
swing
you can
past
see it in both of the couple runs that I lost. I mean, I was solid through the first 5 plates or
Right.
so. And if you start looking at the impacts, they start just getting away from you, and you go from the center of the plate, and you start overswinging, and it's just one of those things you can't do in this type of format.
Nope.
You look at guys like
I got
Dan,
a
and they
question,
just don't
Rick.
do it.
How was the sight picture with your pistol with the overhead lights?
It was actually pretty good.
nice. That's really good.
Yeah,
That's good to
it
know.
made it a lot easier. I think it's because they have the lights a lot closer to the line than they
Oh,
did
okay,
the
I
other
gotcha.
night.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah.
It felt more like a natural sight picture. I was actually able to pick up my fiber optic, which
Oh,
at
wow.
night is usually very difficult.
Good.
Friday night, I wasn't able to pick it up. I could only find the post.
Yeah.
So, I think the light's adequate. I mean, you get a little bit of shadows on the plates, but you can't really eliminate that without a lot more lights.
Yeah, I think for the conditions we have, they've done a great job.
Yeah, all
You know,
things
good too.
considered.
huge scramble.
Again, man, this is experience. This is experience for not only the competitors, but experience for Three Gun Nation. And they're
Yeah, for
always
sure.
every season they're striving to make it better for everybody, for both the spectator and the competitor.
And I think we've seen that. I mean, the production value has gone up exponentially year
Yeah.
over year.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes that people don't see. Especially with this weekend with the bay that was already set up. I got on the ground here Wednesday, and the bay was pretty much set up, ready to go for the shoot-off
Looked
finale.
great.
And,
When you brought your boat, so it
yeah.
worked out fairly well.
I brought my boat, so
I got to tell you guys what. After Kalani and I got done shooting the stage 8, which is actually right where we are right now, to show you exactly how much work these guys do. They tore down stage 8. They set up this whole stage right here, brought in all these lights, all these people and everything, and are making it happen. But I went over to shoot the shotgun side match, which
horrible.
there's still 3 stages in the mud over on the other side, and you had to get shuttled across by some pickup trucks. One of those pickup trucks is the Three Gun Nation pickup truck. I hop in. Who's driving? Pete Brown. That's how much these guys
No,
work.
it's good. It's good, man. I mean, I've been a huge fan of Three Gun Nation since the beginning. I was fortunate to be with them since the second year.
yeah.
Well,
They've
when you
helped
win
my-
the very first shoot-off, you usually have a pretty good outlook on things.
Oh man, I love these guys. I love my competitors. I love the fans.
There you go.
I mean, that's what this is about, dude.
That's
So-
it, growing the sport, and that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
And that's something we're doing here with Dave Hartman tonight with the Three Gun Show. Our second live broadcast that
This
just came together.
This is kind of a fun thing. Tommy challenged me a couple days ago, and he's like, "Can we do this live?" Actually, I think you said, "Let's do this live."
I think it was just
You said,
let's do this.
live, and I was like, "I don't know how to do that." He's like, "Well, you can figure it out."
So
and here we are.
Here we go, guys. Dan and Gregg both look very serious. These guys
All
are
right,
both
so this is
athletes.
it. This is
They're
round
both-
number 2.
These guys are both probably like the epitome of athletes and
that?
professionals.
That test beep just caused Dan to go. I don't
Yeah,
know what
yeah,
that
it
was
did.
there.
That was not so cool.
This is kind of weird. A little bit of
All right.
drama in the beginning here.
All right.
All
Right,
right,
left,
boys.
right, and
Let's give us a
there's
show.
the start.
They are fast.
Super fast. I mean, a super sprint out there. Looks like Gregg's on the rifle first. Got the first round
Greg got
off.
the first round.
Daniel's got a hit first round.
Dan 5 for 5.
Yep. Gregg's got extra makeup. Got over to shotgun fast. And looks like they're coming even into the pistol
Even.
again. So it's going to be a
Okay.
race.
We're tight.
And a race to the end. And
Dan takes
wins
it by a
again.
plate.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
One plate.
man.
Wow.
One plate. Holy
All
cow.
right, Dan won.
Dan.
Well, thanks for having me, guys.
Dan's a beast.
Thanks for
Rick,
doing
thanks
this.
for
We all
coming, man. It was
appreciate
great,
it.
great to have you here, buddy.
All right, guys. So that was an example of just two. Are we done here?
No, we're not done. Tommy's
Okay,
taking
good.
off, and he's going to go ahead
All right,
and give
Tommy, tear
the
it up, brother.
check to the
So I mean, that was like a
winner.
prime example of like two of the best of our, two of the best in our business here. So, all right, bro.
Yeah, so Jeremy, we just saw Gregg go down, so you're dropping him next year, I'm guessing.
Not a chance, man. I feel for him, man. It's
Yeah, it's
Like
tough for Gregg, dude. He works all year long, man. I mean, he works all. Well, everybody at the top here. I mean, we all work very, very hard. So,
yeah, it's
but you know what? It was entertaining. And these boys, like, when they walked up to the starting box, I was like, dang, these guys are professionals, and this is
Right.
what I strive to be.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Well, professional, I think, is the way to go when describing these guys.
Well, like I said, Kalani, it's I've traveled with Gregg at every match this year. I've been to his house to watch him train to get an idea of what he's mentally preparing himself for on a daily basis, and you can't help but just be overall
Yeah,
is
it's rough.
disappointed
It's
for
rough.
him. And then it's
And look, Gregg's family's here too, man. I mean,
Absolutely.
this
Yeah.
is
Well,
This
what
is
a,
what he
what a
does,
great show here, too. Like the former partners, Tommy Thacker, Gregg Jordan. Tommy's giving Gregg a check for $10,000. And
well, that's the thing now too. I guess, Dave, is that Three Gun has been around long enough that we have a history and a story.
yeah, absolutely.
I mean, we can sit here and talk about the history of 20 of the guys here. I mean, this is what
Sure.
we do, and we've done it for so long, and we've bled, and we've sweat, and we've cried over nights like this. So I'll tell you right now that one of these 8 guys are gonna go home and cry.
Absolutely.
I might. I mean, this is nuts, dude. I mean, this is a lot
This
of
is
emotions.
nuts. This is a lot
packed
of
up.
emotion.
But as a professional, you keep those emotions off the field, and then you go into your rental car.
Yep.
That you got the cheapest that you possibly could get, and you think about this, and you're gonna think about the the 22 seconds that we spent on TV. I mean, it is very hard.
Yeah, and it's a lot of hard work to get that second place. And, these guys, like we have been saying the entire time, are super fierce competitors. And, second is, to them, the first loser. So it's, taking home 10
It's
grand
hard,
is kind
dude.
of a kick in the
Yeah, it's hard.
kick in the butt.
We're
Kick
our
in the
biggest.
nuts.
We're our
Let's
biggest
call it like it
critics.
is.
You could be back out here next year, Kalani?
I hope so, man. I had some stuff pop up, this year, and I couldn't, Three Gun Nation was very accommodating this year for me, and I couldn't do it this year. This is my first year, man. I was one of the longest running guys on this series, on this show, and then hashtag life. It just gets in the way. But I'm happy to be here tonight. I'm happy to win freaking nationals, dog. I'm happy. I'm 2016 national champion, huh, Rick?
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, son. It's one heck of a weekend, dude. It's capped off by this wonderful, wonderful competition, the shoot-off, which Three Gun Nation puts up. So,
Well, it was a great pleasure to watch you shoot and burn it down this weekend.
yeah, it was really fun, man. It was a great time. I'm happy to be here. And, Hurricane Matthew got nothing on us. And,
That's right.
we survived it, and we thrived. So.
Speaking of surviving, Andy Peterson joining us here, another one of the survivors of Squad 1, my squad. We shot all the stages. We are the only squad to shoot all the stages.
Yeah. Are we really? Go ahead, Andy. Tell us about it.
Yeah, got to be the only one.
We are. We're the only one.
Yeah.
Go
That's
ahead,
good.
Andy, talk to me.
I think I was muted.
Yeah, we try to meet you all the time, dog. But so as Squad 1, we had the good luck or bad luck to shoot every single stage this weekend, and we were the only squad to be here for 12 hours a day, both days.
Yeah, I guess we got our money's worth, but
Yeah, my dog was PO'd, but
that first day was rough.
That was horrible.
I kind of set set the tone for day 2. I think for me at least, I kind of checked out.
Yeah. So
mentally.
on the first day, we had to sit in the rain for 4 hours straight. It was horrible.
It was bad. That was second to worst stage conditions I've ever shot in. The worst being 2 years ago at Hard as Hell. It was a blizzard, like
Oh, wow.
20
Yeah.
below zero. It was
Yeah, man,
awful.
I
But
As
we
a-
didn't have to deal with cold, but the water was bad,
Yeah.
especially with all the gear stress. Like gear
yeah,
stress
water
is
stuff.
gear stress is enough to deal with in 3-gun, but
Yeah, I was staying
water?
in the
Ugh.
Timony trailer.
Oh, yeah,
and,
brother.
Tommy, I come back and Tommy's got everything broken into springs and parts and pieces with a boot dryer blowing on them, trying to get them dried out.
and we did the same thing. It took me probably 2.5 hours to clean all my guns, but I forgot to clean my magazines,
Oh,
and that
man.
cost me on our
It was
second
tough,
stage.
dude. I mean, so 3-gun isn't just a sport or a competition, but 3-gun is like an adventure, you know. So
We had an adventure this weekend.
yeah, we did. Dave, we got to roll, man.
Yeah,
I got,
dude.
I got an award.
They're wrapping it up, and we got to go to hit awards.
I got
So,
Instagram to hit and Facebook to hit.
so this is, the 3-gun show. This is VIR 2016 Pro Series 3-Gun Nation Nationals. And, guys, thanks for joining me. Andy, thanks for joining me.
My 10 seconds.
Jeremy, thanks for joining me.
Man, it's been
for the
fun
10
this season,
seconds.
guys.
And
We'll see you
Kalani,
out in the
always a
west.
pleasure,
If you
man.
make it to the east. More
Yes.
importantly, South Florida.
you got it, brother. Take care, guys.
Tommy's just off mic, but Tommy, we know we appreciate you. So thank you for everything, guys. And to all the listeners, thank you, and we'll see you next week.
All right, guys. Peace.
I hope you enjoyed that encore presentation of the live stream broadcast that we did from the 2016 Pro Series shoot-off at 3-Gun Nation Nationals. A huge thanks to all of our guests and my co-hosts, and of course to the guys at 3-Gun Nation for giving us this incredible opportunity to bring that action to you. Again, links to everything that we talked about can be found at 3gunshow.com/episode 97. If you like the 3-Gun Show, please tell a friend about the podcast. If you see a new shooter at the range, tell them too. Show someone how to subscribe on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, etc., and how to leave a review. Let's grow this thing and let's do it together. Thank you so much for downloading, listening, and subscribing to the show. I'm Dave Hartman for Tommy Thacker, Jeremy Gresham, and Kalani Laker, and I'll catch you in the next episode.
If you are finished, unload, show clear.